Hey Pisces, it's Regina here from Tarot and Time in Kent, Connecticut. Let's jump into the month of August using tarot and astrology for everyday living. So no planets currently in your sign. This is the last month. Saturn will move retrograde back into your sign next month, followed by Neptune, your ruling planet, in October. This is its last dip into your sign, Pisces. Saturn won't return to you for 29 years after this, and Neptune will not return in our lifetime. It takes so long to go around. So you're off the hook a little bit this month, although you do have the transiting North Node in your sign, which is a lot about the focus of what we need to learn right now. So there's a lot of emphasis on learning about Pisces themes, which is Pisces ruled by Neptune, the great healer. And Pisces, you rule retreating, you rule healing, you rule breaking karmic cycles. You get kind of a negative connotation in old school astrology because you're called the house of the undoing. And sometimes people will undo themselves in your sign because you rule drugs, you rule alcohol, you rule almost like disassociating from things. And so we want to show up. Remember, like when we talk about ruling, we talk about like both extremes, right? So you rule fogginess and you rule vision. You rule healing or you rule dysfunction. And Pisces is often related to secrets. So I do think a lot of secrets are going to be revealed. I think a lot of secrets in the bigger picture of our, politically, all of that are going to be revealed as those planets, Saturn and Neptune, dip back into your sign for the last time in a long while. But enjoy this last month without Saturn in your sign and without Neptune in your sign, a little bit lighter energy for you. You also have a trine this month with the sun in the watery sign of Cancer. A trine is a positive aspect, so there's smoother energy for you until August 22nd when the sun changes signs into Virgo. Now, Venus is hanging out in Cancer until August 26th, so enjoy the harmony. And you've got Jupiter, the planet of luck and blessings, in Cancer, trining you for 11 months. So that is a really awesome, especially since Jupiter does its highest and best in the sign of Cancer. So you got luck on your side, you've got beautiful Venus harmony until 8/26, and just fun summer energy until the 22nd. So then you'll have an opposition when the sun moves into the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is the sign across from you, represents a lot of the opposite things of you, right? It rules, it's the analyzer. It's like getting up in the morning, getting up, making your bed, brushing your teeth, doing all the tasks, schedules, routines, habits, health. So you're going to have an opposition when the sun moves into Virgo on August 22nd. You'll have an opposition with the Virgo new moon on the 23rd, one of two Virgo new moons that we will have. You'll have an opposition with the South Node, the cup of the past. So you're going to need to balance out the, rest work, the retreating back and showing up energy. It's going to be very much calling to you. Now, you also have a square with Uranus, the oh wow planet, in the mutable sign of Gemini. That's going to be going on until 2033, so you're going to have to get used to it. And there may be some things out of the blue, and you're going to have to deal with those things. Let them be great things. Now, what else do we have? You later degree Pisces are dealing with being close to Saturn and Neptune at 1 degree of Aries. So a little more intensity for those of you born later in Pisces season, more towards the Aries cusp. Now, the moon will be in Pisces starting on Sunday, August 10th at 2:50 a.m. and it stays there till Tuesday, August 12th at 6:30 a.m. See how you feel, because I often find that when the moon is in my sign, sun, rising, or moon sign, I often feel pretty good. So see how you feel. Now, let's start with rolling some dice here, some Astro dice. Let's see what themes we have for you this month, Pisces. You rolled the South Node in the sign of Cancer in the first house, which is Aries house. Okay, we were just talking about the South Node being across from you. South node is an angle of the moon. The north and south node have been used for hundreds of years with the premise of karma versus dharma, the past versus the present, and you rolled the cup of the past, okay? So in the sign of Cancer, the nurturer, the mom energy, in the first house, which is Aries energy, house of I am. So you want to be careful about falling into old behaviors, falling into, and I look at Cancer, I think of the nurturer and like mom energy, and the first house redefining of self, but it's also Aries house and it's ruled by Mars, the god of war. So you have to be careful about themes of fighting with family members, themes of fighting with your mother, themes of fighting even the role of the mother, okay? There's things about advocating for yourself and redefining yourself. So just pay attention to when you start to dip into old ways of being, and make sure that it'd be helpful for you to know where your north node is in your astrology chart, where you know where your soul's contract is. If you need help finding that, comment with your birthday, birth time, birthplace, and I'll help let you know what that is, okay? All right, now let's go into some tarot cards. So we're going to start off with just a few for a general theme for you, Pisces. And I really do think this month has a little bit of lighter energy for you, because once Saturn and Neptune dip back into your sign, I think it's going to be a pretty intense period, final cleanup, and I hope a lot of positive things come out of it. Now, here's a few cards for you. I've got the Cozy Witch. These are the Cozy Witch. This is the Tarot of the Witch's Garden. This one is from the Touchstone Tarot. And I'm going to give you a Wild Whispers Oracle. Oh, that one was straight up, so you can already see your dragonfly. And let's give you a couple here. I like these tea leaf oracle fortune cards. Let's give you a couple here for this month of August. All right, let's see what you need to know here, Pisces. Starting off with the Nine of Wands. It would take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. All right, so Nine of Wands is when there's a lot going on. Can be very overstimulating. Looks like she's got a lot of Band-Aids on her arm. A lot of melted candles up there. But it would take a lot more to defeat you. All right, so that's a good sign of resilience. You have the Knight of Wands. Sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little. Now, it looks like she's either climbing in the window or she's climbing out of the window. But she's breaking the rules. The Knight of Wands is the bad boy. She's got a fox on her sweatshirt. So some rules were meant to be broken. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got the Hierophant, which is kind of funny because that often represents the church or some higher being. We've got card number 5 here, the Hierophant. So she's a witch version of the Hierophant, but there's some sense of awe that these kids have for her. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got the Two of Cups. This is the love card of the tarot deck. I really think it is even more so than the Lovers. You have the Two of Emotion, the Two of Water. Okay, coming in next to a card that's often a priest, which could be a marriage card. Okay, and then you've got the Daring Dragonfly, Expression, Joy, Understanding, Glittering and Flittering Fairy of Light, show me the way to my deepest desires. Right next to the Two of Cups. Dragonfly has that 360 view, so you can see more clearly, if you're not in a relationship, what your options are. We see some kind of fun energy here. We definitely see a lot going on. Let's see what else is here. We've got the month of May showing up. The Target, a goal-orientated person. And Needle and Thread, a sincere wish will be granted. Okay, so you have goals. Your wishes will be granted. The month of May is what's showing up. So if you're looking for love, it does look like that May be a good time for you. You just got to stay focused on your goal and a wish will be granted. So I would definitely be making moon water this month with the full and new moon. The new full moon on the 9th in Aquarius, the new moon on the 23rd in Virgo. And let's see, 9 of Wands. Okay, so start off with a lot of fire, and then we ended a little watery here with the cups. All right, well, I'm seeing good things for relationships. I'm kind of questioning this Knight of Wands. Let me pull another one to put over that. What is that trying to tell us? You have to bend the rules a little. And the Empress, she's pregnant with possibilities here. So you might have to break the rules to get what you want. Or 5 of Swords. It looks like somebody has a lot of authority over you. Almost feels like a mom energy with that Cancer. So you may have to choose what you want, not what everybody else is telling you. And this kind of always reminded me of a church. I don't know why, like that cart and all those candles, like almost like in the Catholic Church. So it's kind of showing you breaking the rules or things that you've been told. You did roll the first house, which is like being a child, right? First house is a house of childhood. So you may have some old, outdated ideas about what a relationship is supposed to look like or the rules that you're playing by. Hierophant can connect you to God, right? So you may have to challenge some of those thoughts to get what it is that you want, which I think is relationship-wise. And then you've got the 10 of Cups, which is the happy family card. It says, okay, but sometimes it really is all rainbows and smiles. So I do think that you're being asked to question your belief system, question what you've been told, stay focused because you can get what you want here. Now, let's get more specific, okay? Let's go into card reading about anything Capricorn related, which would be career, and which would be your long-term standing in this world. And I say Capricorn because not everybody's working in a career. Some people are raising children. Some people are working for different charities. So let's see what you need to know in those Capricorn-themed work-like themes. I'm going to pull a couple here and throw a tea leaf. Got a couple I got a bunch here. Let's just put those two. We'll put those two over there because we're going to also make a pile for love and relationships. What Pisces needs to know this month. All right. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's start off with Capricorn pile. And we've got the 3 of Cups, which shows a joyous celebration. It's in the fall season. Look like they're having a great time. It's a card about collaborating with others. Now, we know that Mars, the planet of action that rules the first house that you rolled, is going to move into the relationship sign of Libra this month. And so we see you cooperating with others. Ace of Wands, don't you see how your passion makes you glow? All right, so we got some really fun, passionate energy there. And we've got the moon. Taking time for deep self-reflection is essential. There's the big Aquarius moon that we'll be having on the 9th this month. And so it's really illuminating things so you can see clearly. The moon is about trusting your intuition. And you rolled Cancer up there, which is ruled by the moon. It's also going to have mom vibes to it, okay? Let's see what else you got. Got the month of February, and the word love. Okay, so this is coming up in your career pile, February. So maybe the reason it's telling you that is sometimes love can distract us from our work or, change our focus. So maybe you need to focus now because it looks like February love blowing the cold air on you. Okay, February is Aquarius season. So, and this references the Aquarius full moon. So there may be some shifts coming in for you in February. So there's a lot of focus now, collaborating, moving forward, trusting, feeling on any of these Capricorn related themes. Now let's go over into the love pile. 8 of Swords. Thinking you're stuck when you're really free. Card of overthinking. The 5 of Wands, a good coven lets every witch have a say. Okay, sometimes that's a card of like Give me a card of teamwork gone bad, but this one's showing a team working together. Ten of Swords, a lot of exhaustion. Swords are all thoughts, and it definitely has done her in there. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. And Tent, temporary situation. Okay, so it looks a little hairy there in the love department. It looks like, I don't know, your words may have gotten you in trouble, or maybe you've been holding back from speaking up. This is temporary, which is the good thing. Ten of Swords is like when things have reached its highest point. The Rooster, you're dealing with some difficult people. So let me just pull a couple more here. Let's go. Let me just see if I understand this in the love department. What exactly is going on here? King of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Okay, the King of Cups is someone that is very emotionally available to be spoken to. And it's also an older gentleman here. And the Nine of Swords is a worry card. So it's like the Eight of Swords advanced to the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Arrogant, boastful person. Hold on one second. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So interesting. We've got like this king and this queen here. And so there could be a relationship that just hasn't been great for a while. Might be a lot of stress. Maybe you haven't felt heard. Maybe you haven't been able to speak up. But it's showing here that this is a temporary situation. Thank goodness. So let's see. First of all, I'm going to pull one for what your biggest obstacle is here in this love department. And then one more for what your biggest opportunity is. So your biggest obstacle is the Magician, card number 1. So Magician sometimes can be the trickster, or there can be things not expressed, just felt. The biggest opportunity is the Page of Pentacles. When life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. So it feels like you're going to be able to use that Magician energy properly once you've expressed feelings. So I think by the end of Mercury retrograde, you're going to have a better understanding. You're going to have a full understanding of what's been going on. This is a temporary situation, but I think you're going to be able to, like this one, make lemonade. Make enchanted lemonade. So there is going to be an opportunity to shift this energy that's going on here in the love department. I'm just going to put a couple more out here. We have the King of Wands showing up, a Fire King, and the Leg, stepping into a new experience. Okay, Fire King wants to move on. So I think these things, you will move through this quickly. Okay, but just make sure that you speak clearly and truly and kindly. All right. The whole thing about August was watching your manners. Okay. If you can't play nice, you have to step away. Now let's go back over here to this work, because it's interesting that love showed up here over here in work. This is for your biggest challenge. And then I'm going to pull one for your biggest opportunity here in this work related pile. The biggest challenge is the Two of Wands, relationship number, thinking about moving forward, where we're going next. And your biggest opportunity is actually the Tower card. Get ready, things are about to get shaken up. So we see a tree hit by lightning. And so things are getting shaken up. Your obstacle is not sure where to go next. It looks like, I see good things, but the Tower as your opportunity means there'll be no dullness. Okay. And why is love showing up here in the work pile? Why is love showing up in the work pile? Two of Swords. Okay. This is when you can't make a decision. You're at an impasse, but it is a 2. It's a relationship number. You had 2 twos, and you also had this card with people gathering. You had a love card. This is going within. Why is love? It could be self-love. You may know how to take care of yourself better in these situations. But we do see some change happening here. And the Chariot, moving forward, overcoming obstacles. So I don't know, you may be considering, like, you may get a new offer. You may be considering leaving something work-wise. Some people might get fired. You may see more clearly. An opportunity may open for you work-wise, all right? Stay focused, stay on point. A lot of good things are happening, and any of these challenges that do come up do seem to be temporary. Have a great month, Pisces.